Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Pleb. Multiple sources are reporting to the Pleb that Marco Mendicino is about to lose his job. Justin Trudeau is expected to make major cabinet shuffles this summer, with Marco Mendicino at the top of the list to get fired. Next, Justin Trudeau goes to New York to hang out with Hugh Jackman and spends $60,000 on hotel rooms yet again. And for our last story, mayoral candidate Chris Sky is emerging as what Las Vegas is saying will be the runner-up to Olivia Chow. So stick around. Let's start tonight's story. My friends, could I kindly ask you to please subscribe to my channel? The Pleb tells you the stories that the mainstream media is not reporting on. And with Bill C-11 here, internet censorship, I need all the help I can get. So if you guys could just subscribe to my channel, it would help me out a lot and I would greatly appreciate it. So, welcome to tonight's report. We're going to kick off tonight's story with Justin Trudeau, as you know. A few weeks ago went to New York City to go hang out with the rich and the famous. Do you guys remember the story I reported on a couple of weeks ago where Justin Trudeau went to New York City to hang out with the rich and the famous? And he took a picture with Hugh Jackman, which Hugh Jackman had to delete because of the backlash on social media. Well, that trip, ladies and gentlemen, cost us $61,000 in hotel rooms, per the National Post. Yeah, this article comes from Brian Passalum here, saying 14 rooms were booked at the Intercontinental New York Barclay Hotel for Canada's delegation at $562 per night. Let's keep rolling down this article. Taxpayers paid $61,000 for hotel rooms so the Prime Minister could attend a celebrity-studded two-day summit in New York City. Newly released documents obtained by the National Post reveal. We all saw the pictures. Held in New York on April 27 and 28, the Global Citizen Now Summit, sounds like the WEF, saw Prime Minister Justin Trudeau hobnob with celebrities that included John Legend, Billie Eilish, Hugh Jackman. It was billed as an opportunity to unite celebrities and activists with business and political leaders, all to take urgent action to end extreme poverty. Nothing says tone deaf like showing up to an Let's End Poverty conference with a giant entourage, like your Drake or Jay-Z, dropping $61,000 on hotel rooms. But life's good when you're Justin Trudeau, because you're not paying for it. We are. In our next story, interest rates are expected to go up on mortgages in this country, and I saw a really interesting video that I wanted to share with you guys to show you what Canadian families are going to be facing when these interest rates go up. It's honestly pretty scary. Our next story is going to be good news, ladies and gentlemen. It appears like Justin Trudeau is finally going to make some cabinet shuffles going into the summer. With Justin Trudeau's polling numbers in the absolute toilet and Canadians' faith at all-time lows in our government right now, looks like the Liberals have no choice but to shake things up on their team. Per the CBC fake news here, Justin Trudeau is preparing a summer cabinet shuffle, and all eyes are on Mendicino. Several Liberal sources say the embattled public safety minister could be dropped. As the Liberal team recovers from a bruising few weeks in Parliament, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is preparing to reshuffle his cabinet over the summer, sources tell Radio-Canada. Many changes can be expected. Several Liberal sources who spoke to Radio-Canada on the condition that they not be named said they believe Marco Mendicino is at risk of being dismissed as Minister of Public Safety. Now, I want to give a disclaimer. This story is coming from the CBC, which is 70% government-funded media. But as we all know, the CBC is just another branch of the Liberal Party of Canada. So I tend to believe this story. Marco Mendicino,
you're fired.
And this Marco Mendicino news is surprising to me because it does seem in this Liberal government that the more you screw up, the more you get rewarded. So Marco actually screwing up and losing his job is a little baffling. Our next story is going to be about the interest rates that are about to go up. I saw a video put out today on Twitter that's going to show what Canadian families are going to pay when these interest rates go up on their mortgages. And quite frankly, it's terrifying. This video comes courtesy of Canada Proud, and honestly, it's horrifying. Let's roll the clip.
Interest rates were at 2%, a $500,000 mortgage would have cost you $1,848 per month. And under that scenario, your total interest payments on that house would have equated to about 25%. But now with interest rates at 6% and the same mortgage of $500,000, your monthly payment is almost $3,000 and your...
What? Are you paying more interest than... You're paying more in interest than you're getting in principal? Are you kidding me?
Interest actually makes up more than the principal. In fact, in year one, you'll pay over $30,000 in interest and you'll only be reducing your principal by a little over $6,000. And all of those numbers are before you include the property tax, home insurance, and any other costs to upkeep that property.
Let's look at those numbers again. So $1,800 on a $500K mortgage of 5%. 75% goes to the principal, 25% goes to the juice. That's at 5%. And now with the interest rates going up at 6%, we're looking at $3,000. And 54% of this is going towards paying down interest. And only 46% goes to principal. Who in this country can afford that? Houses were affordable before Justin Trudeau came to office. What happened to Canada? This country is so broken. But thank God Pierre Poilievre was in the House of Commons to debate with Justin Trudeau about the housing market so we can finally get this fixed. Let's watch the debate between Trudeau and Pierre.
25 years for the average Torontonian to save up for the average down payment on a house. Used to be you could pay off the mortgage in 25 years. Now that's what it takes just to get a down payment. After this Prime Minister's anti-construction inflationary policies have doubled the cost of housing. He's done this with deficits that drive up interest rates and drive down salaries, and with funding bureaucracies that block home construction. Will he reverse the policies that caused the housing crisis so that Canadians can put roof overhead?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we had one of the strongest recoveries after the pandemic of all our peer countries, including seeing the creation of about 900,000 new jobs across the country as compared to before the pandemic. Our investments in supporting Canadians have made a real difference and have created growth in the economy. At the same time, we've continued to step up to support families in the construction of new homes, in working collaboratively with municipalities to increase.
Just going to pause this here. Look at Marco Mendicino in the background. You're about to get fired, homeboy. You're about to get fired. So just keep with your little smug little smile, Marco. You're about to lose your job. You're about to go to the back row with the bums like Mark Garrettson. And you're about to have a fake position too.
Improve densification, to accelerate zoning changes and permitting, to work to build more housing. The Conservative leader chooses to pick fights with municipalities. We're going to work collaboratively to get housing.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, he tells Canadians they've never had it so good, but in reality, housing costs have actually doubled under his leadership. In fact, they're among the worst in the world. Vancouver is now the third most overpriced market, and Toronto the 10th. Both are worse than New York City, London, England, and even Singapore, a tiny island. In fact, the average house cost is almost double in Canada than it is in the States, where they have 10 times the people to house on a smaller landmass. His anti-construction inflationary policies are not working. Will he reverse them so that Canadians can get a roof overhead?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we all recognize across this House floor that Canadians are struggling with the cost of housing. The Conservative solution is to cut the programs that are supporting Canadian families, cut the programs that help municipalities invest in accelerating housing, cut the programs that help Canadians save up for a first down payment, cut the programs that are delivering housing solutions for Canadians. We recognize there is more to do, but it doesn't start by cutting the existing programs helping Canadians. We're going to continue to work in partnership with municipalities and help Canadians through these difficult times.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
his $80 billion of programs are not working. They have led to a doubling in the cost of an average down payment, double the necessary monthly mortgage payment, and a 120% increase in the average rent. This is way out of line with what is happening in other countries. Meanwhile, he continues to drive up interest rates on mortgages with his deficits and give money to local bureaucracies to block home building. Will he get off the backs and out of the way of Canadians so that they can finally afford a home?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Not only would the Conservative leader cut programs that are helping Canadians in what is, yes, a difficult housing market, but he's choosing to pick fights with municipalities when we should be working with them, as we are doing, to increase densification, to accelerate permitting, to change zoning, to make sure that we're tying infrastructure investments, like transit investments that we're making at record numbers, to concentrations of housing and increasing housing stock. We know we need to continue to deliver more housing supply, and we're working with municipalities and provinces to do just.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, he can say all the right things, but he doesn't get anything done. I'll give you a perfect example. I know that he's trying to plagiarize my message on housing, but he can't actually deliver on it. The reality is he brought in a $4 billion housing accelerator fund that has decelerated home building. Home building is actually down 19% versus what it was before he brought in this acceleration program. So instead of just spending money irresponsibly, why won't he tie dollars to houses that are actually complete?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'll certainly accept the compliment that we're saying all the right things, and I'll add to it because we are doing the right things, Mr. Speaker. As we step up with the first-time home buyers tax savings tax-free account, as we work with municipalities to deliver on accelerated housing construction in partnership and the kinds of ways that we get things done, instead of picking fights like the Conservative government continues to do. And we will continue to deliver on helping Canadians through these difficult times.
Pierre Poilievre is about to flip a lot of ridings in Toronto, and I'll tell you why. It's not because these people like Conservatives now. No, it's because no one can afford to live in Toronto or buy a house. That's how badly Justin Trudeau screwed up our economy, and why Pierre is going to be the next Prime Minister. And for my last story of the night, while we're on Toronto as a topic, mayoral candidate Chris Sky, according to Las Vegas, is now going to be the runner-up to Olivia Chow. Chris Sky, who is not allowed on the debates, wasn't invited to the debates, who the mainstream media won't cover. According to the odds makers, he is in second place and will be the runner-up, ahead of candidates that Doug Ford endorsed, Mark Saunders. John Tory endorsed Anna Balayo. But Chris Sky, according to Las Vegas, is going to be the runner-up. Chris Sky may actually be not full of it when he said he is going to melt faces in this Toronto election. All right, I'm going to end this video on this question. With Justin Trudeau's cabinet shuffle coming up this summer, Marco Mendicino is expected to get fired. Do you guys think anybody else is going to go from Justin Trudeau's cabinet? I want to know in the comments who you guys think Justin Trudeau is about to fire. And if you guys believe that Marco Mendicino is on his way out, I would love to hear it from you guys. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot. If you hated this video, put a thumbs down. Tell the pleb he sucks in the comments. I'm cool with that too. I am the pleb. This is tonight's report, and I will see you at the next one. Peace.